What is up, everyone? Conixis here, and welcome back to Sunrider Liberation Day, Captain's Edition, and back to return. But yes, today we're going to be exploring all the other endings in Return, and I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready at all. But anyways, I have a guide here that shows how to fucking do this, and something I noticed on the guide is it says Asuka has an alternative ending, so I think she's the only one with an alternative end. So I guess we're gonna have another new ending with Asuka other than the bad end. So first, let's go for the good old normal end. We're gonna try to get, oh god, there's a lot of saves. There it is. So we're gonna try to get everyone's end. So Asuka, and basically what we have to do in this is don't blow the cover, fight the drone in the room, and use Lynn. So let's do these things. So don't blow cover, then fight the drone in the room, then blah 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 blah. Then there is a certain body double. Okay, so we got some new dialogue here.
So we're gonna take Lynn from the brig, put her under, then swap out Jagar with Lynn in the sickbay so that nobody notices, eh? I like it.
Now comes explaining the hard part. Yeah, and this should be the same. Claude is going to go down to the brig and pretend to be this time, like, yeah, and convince the guards, Asuka, sickbay, and yeah, this is the same stuff. So what do I have to do now? Do I steal or do... Yes, I steal. Okay, try to steal. And let's see, what do I gotta pick here? We're in too deep, and I see another option up there, and I don't remember that option, so we're in too deep now, so skip. And oh, so yeah, this time Asuka's here.
Sorry, I couldn't hear anything because of the that cutter.
And then this is the same.
Claude's vanished, like, into thin air.
So is this gonna be Claude route again? Because this is kind of the same stuff. And now we have a new huge problem. The prototype leader laid out this trap for us, and we just stepped right into it. The Sunrider's main reactor has been remotely shut off. Okay, that part was the same.
How are we gonna...
Yeah, I guess he said we gotta go down and do the thing.
How are we gonna do that?
If I can get to engineering, I might be able to restore the ship's power. It's a long shot, but maybe I can undo whatever the prototype has done to our systems. But wait, the Sunrider has also has, yeah, this is the same.
But Section 37's pretty far from here, and who knows how long it'll take to restore power.
Asuka has a point. I need to decide which task to prioritize over the other. If we can't restore the ship's power, then we're sitting ducks once Pack attacks. On the other hand, I doubt I can just waltz into engineering and show my face to the entire crew without getting detained by ship security. And if I get captured before relaying the message to Fontana, then we have no choice but to allow Jagar to enter the mine stream, but also we'll all be killed when the prototypes assume control over Fontana's fleet. Meaning I damn better send Fontana the warning before revealing myself. We go to the backup comm first, then we go to engineering to restore power.
Understood, Captain. Let's get that message sent off to Venusaur Fab.
Oh boy. So now Asuka joins me down here. Shields and Asuka ran into the closet maintenance tunnel and headed down deck 2.
Hey, so what's up with this backup comm anyways? I didn't know we had something like that.
It's one of the few systems which keep operating under battery power when the ship loses power like this. Basically, when the ship's disabled, we need to be able to breathe and call for help. That's why life support and FTL comm keep working. So why would it be all the way down here where you almost died? Why wouldn't it be closer? That's my question. Anyways, but we kind of just jumped into this, but yes, I'm not looking forward to all these bad ends, guys. Like, I don't really want to do this, but hey, we're going for normal end for Asuka first, and then the alternative end, and then the bad end. So this is gonna be a trip. This might take more than one episode, which I didn't doubt it would. This is gonna be new dialogue, of course. It's one of the few yeah, I think I read that. It's a lot more limited than the regular ones, though. We can only transmit a text message less than 120 characters in length, and the message can only be broadcast on the Intergalactic Distress and Rescue channel. Another problem is that the batteries are still nowhere powerful enough to power life support for the entire ship. The air is going to get really thin on Deck 2 real fast. I'm sure it won't be
any tougher than flying a Rider, but basically this isn't going to be easy as just crawling to the comm and sending a message.
Yeah, all the lifts and trams are offline as well, so we'll be crawling through about 300 meters of maintenance tunnels.
Alright, lead the way, Captain.
Oh boy. We're not gonna die here, alright? I mean, this says normal end, so we shouldn't die. After roughly half an hour of climbing down ladders and crawling through maintenance shafts, hardly wider than sewage pipes, Shields could begin to see his breath turn into frost vapors. The air was no longer rich with oxygen. Yeah. He looked back. Asuka, how you holding up? Asuka still looked to be in good condition.
A little cold's no prob. Better than too hot, 'cause I'd be drenched in sweat otherwise.
Alright, we're about halfway there. It's only going to get colder from here on out. Keep your body moving and tell me if you lose sensation in your extremities.
Understood.
Well, this is another 40 minutes later. They nearly arrived at their destination. Unfortunately, the latter half of the trip took longer than expected thanks to the bitter cold. Shields had spun thanks to the lack of oxygen, which made only the numbness in his fingers and toes worse. Oh god. Shit, I completely forgot how much I hated the cold. This is the same. The military uniforms we have now, of course, are made of thermal. This is the same too. Thermal weave and can retain body heat much better than wool. But we need something closer to a plug suit to keep us protected against elements like this.
Shit cold. Captain, it's even more shit cold than the winters at Ruvia. Let's finish up here as soon as we can so we can get out of here. I can hardly even talk as the snot in my nose is frozen.
Finally, Shields arrived at a tiny alcove in the tunnel. With trembling hands, he removed the wall panel, exposing the controls of the FTL comm. Icicles hung from the comm's cables, while a thin layer of frost caked the steel casing. God damn it. This thing better still be working. He pressed the activation button, but the comm showed no signs of life. Yeah, that's the same.
Is something the matter?
Someone accidentally left the cable unplugged. I won't be able to turn the comm on without it. But the receptor is now frozen solid.
Come on! Why is nothing going as planned today? Of all days!
Shit. Shield directors, yeah, that's the same.
But won't that...
It's weird to have to keep skipping these small intervals, but it's the same as when we read it on Claude's thing. He's gonna burn the thing.
But won't that also burn out the comm, too?
It's the only option we have left. Thanks to the oxygen deprivation and his grim realization that they would not last much longer in the cold, Shields immediately unplugged the tube. Yeah.
Stop! Stop!
Shields yeah, it's the same.
Alright!
Damn, I can't believe I actually did a thing like that. If Ava were here, she'd probably murder me. This is the same, yeah. Look of relief on Asuka's face deflated. True enough, even if they sent the message, there was no guarantee anyone would read it. This was still a long shot. Shields reattached the wall panel, once again closing the comm. Come on, we've done all we can here. We need to get deeper into the ship before we freeze to death.
No kidding.
The duo made their agonizingly slow return to the center of the ship. Their extremities were now completely numb, their consciousness faded in and out because of the thin air. The return should prove far more difficult than their first expedition. Worse still, since they were heading to Deck 1, they now had to climb frozen ladders instead of climbing downwards.
This is nuts. I remember the time I had to hike up Mount Destiny for my baptism, but this is even worse.
Baptism?
A dumb ritual in church expected me to perform. Honestly, nobody believes anymore that the Emperor is God or anything. I had to climb up the whole mountain and soak myself in water at... God damn it, that sneeze. I soaked myself in water at the peak inside a temple. It was completely televised throughout the planet. Maybe the Ruvian media companies keep pressing the royal family to continue the tradition because tons of geezers tune in to watch the princess suffer while hiking a 10-kilometer long trail and then up Han reaching the top, they get prime time coverage of a girl dumping a bucket of water on her nimble young body. I bet they make millions off of advertising revenue alone.
Body? That sounds a little risque for national television.
Well, I was fully clothed in my ceremonial gown, obviously. I still got soaked, though. Anyway, I'm getting bad flashbacks.
Must have been hard. I forget sometimes that you're royalty.
Yeah, honestly, I'd prefer if you just forgot it altogether. I'm not really looking forward to going back. In fact, lately, it's been my greatest fear. I'm not the princess anymore. I'm supposed to be the leader of my people now. Whenever that realization sinks in, I never want to leave this ship. I just want to keep flying the Blackjack and go on adventures with you. If I go back, I'm going to be chained. Even though I'll be the most powerful person on Ruvia Prime, the throne's going to become my prison. I won't be able to fly the Blackjack anymore. I won't be able to be the hero. I'll just have to sit on a fancy chair for the rest of my life and watch Ruvia waste away, just like the prior rulers before me, until eventually I grow old too and die.
They rounded the corner and came upon yet another ladder. Asuka doubled down and panted, obviously in no condition to climb up.
Let's take a short break, Captain. I don't know if I can climb up another ladder without slipping.
Alright, I need a break too. The two of them crumpled down beside each other.
Hey, Captain, you suppose what Claude's saying is right? If we really succeed with this mission, then none of this will ever have happened?
I don't know. From what she said, even though this mission will be wiped from history, a new universe where the outcome is the same, but with time paradox. But where the time paradox has now been resolved will be created.
So, in the end, whatever we accomplish here will carry on to the next universe.
I think that's the gist of it. No, stop! No! I wasn't expecting sex in the normal route! No! God damn it! It's the beginning of the episode! Oscar, come on! Oh, God! Hey, Cat! God damn it! I wasn't expecting this in the beginning of the episode! Oh, God damn it!
Hey, Captain, I'm cold. Aren't you supposed to be hugging the girl in a situation like this? I've got to save her with my body heat, you know?
Shields offered Asuka his hand. Their ice-cold hands touch each other, fingers intertwine. They rub their fingers against each other, trying to restore color to their deathly white hands. The desperate situation robbed the moment of the intimacy Asuka had hoped for. Good! No sex! It's only 13 minutes in! We don't need that! God damn it! She inched closer to Shields.
Hey, Captain, so,
In and out of character moment, Asuka suddenly lost her words and stared at the ground. That's unusual. This is the first time I've seen the proverbial cat catch your tongue.
Well, Captain, you know what I'm gonna ask. Do you, still like Chigara?
I actually didn't know you were gonna ask. I thought you were just gonna confess, but... I mean, technically you probably are with this, but I didn't think you were gonna ask that question.
Sorry. I know it's a...
Whoa. Yeah, whoa, what is this? I know it's a dumb thing to ask. I don't think that eye's supposed to be there. Just a hunch. Anyways,
I know it's a dumb thing to ask. And you know what? It's alright if you still have feelings for her. Somewhere down there. It's only expected.
I gotta think I'm slow, not now. Oh.
It's not a deal breaker for me, as long as you only go out with me from now on.
I trusted her. For a moment, she was the only person I lived for. And that was my downfall. Now I'm here to stop her. If I have any feelings for her, I need to control them for the sake of this mission. The lives of billions are at stake now. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Somehow I'm glad to hear that.
Asuka leaned against Shields, their bodies finally touching.
In both this universe and the one you came from, I'm always on your side, Captain. If you need someone you can depend on, I'll always be here.
And I got a message. Why am I getting messages? Please leave me be.
I'll always be here. I won't ever stop protecting you. I'll fight alongside you to the bitter end.
Don't say ominous things like that, Asuka. I think you've raised enough death flags in a single day. Oh. We're all going to get out of this alive. Not when we go for the bad ending. We're not.
I guess that's a given with you here. Fighting for a better future, huh? Even if the future changes, I know for sure that my feelings for you will stay the same. You'll still be waiting for me, right?
Yeah. Asuka. The mission's my #1 priority. This girl always had feelings for me. I can't ignore her anymore. I was in the wrong. If there is a better future waiting for us, let's spend it together. We still have many adventures ahead of us. It's too soon to retire. Not when we still have villains to defeat. The Sunrider still needs us. The Blackjack still needs you. After all, who's going to save the day without the Sunrider's ace?
Yeah!
With that, Asuka warmed herself by falling into Shield's lap.
Let me just warm up. Your lap pillow ain't so bad.
I guess you could borrow my lap if it's for the sake of the mission.
That's the only reason? So stingy.
Sorry, space captains first, boyfriend second.
Lame.
A lesson learned from my past experience.
Meh. Oh well, I guess I'll have to be satisfied with just this much for now then.
Asuka closed her eyes in complete contrast against her usual fiery attitude. As the Sunrider's CAG, she now looked completely defenseless on his lap. For a moment, Shields couldn't help but wonder if he should be doing this. While his memories of the past haven't perfectly crystallized, yet he remembered enough to know that his feelings had been his downfall. Well, I guess I can trust Asuka. I know for sure she's not a spy, at least. With that, Shields put his arm around her. The two of them spent the next few minutes warming themselves.
11 hours until Chigara enters the mind stream, oh boy!
After what seemed like an eternity, the pair finally returned to the ship's core. They sighed in relief as the air once again became rich in oxygen and the frost tunnels gradually disappeared. I keep getting messages. Whoa. Can we not?
Why is it always when I'm recorded? When I'm not doing jack shit, nothing. But when I'm recorded, everyone to hit your boy up. Like, why the fuck can't y'all go somewhere when I'm recorded? Anyways, god damn it. Anyways, alright. Now that we got the message sent, we still need to restore the ship's power. The only way to do that is the heads of engineering is the same. Yeah, it is. Alright, I'll keep a lookout and make sure the other Kato Shields doesn't show up.
Okay, I'll go down there and see. Before Shields can finish, the ship shook. Yeah, this is when bad shit's happening.
There's only one thing that could have been. We're under attack!
Shit, this didn't happen in my timeline. We've already, okay. Hey, Akari, how you doing?
What are you doing here, Cap? Aren't you supposed to be on the bridge?
No use. Without power, there's nothing we can do.
I don't really know what's going on either, but the reactor's somehow been completely shut off. But now that you're here, I might be able to trick the system into doing a manual reboot.
Yeah, the ship's shook. Yeah, this is the same. So I go down, turn the shit back on. Shield suddenly realized what he was doing and pulled himself off the mercenary. Oh yeah, so we still hugged.
Yeah.
Good job with the fix, Akari.
You too, Captain. What? It's not like I hugged you because I like you or anything. I was just relieved, that's all. Alright. Thank you for your participation in this little operation, Akari. But don't you have a certain lieutenant to go back to? Boy, what's your problem? Too many awakenings get to your head or something? Well, technically yes, but not in this situation. Anyway, it looks like turning our reactor back on scare packed for now.
The celebration was abruptly short when the squad off shit. Yep.
Boy, what's the big deal? Who ordered this? The captain and I just saved the ship from getting blown up, and you grunts decide to point your guns at us? Oh man, you guys are gonna all gonna be fired for this. Kari's grin still plastered on her face when the wall of Marine split in half to reveal a familiar face. Oh boy. That's not the captain, Akari. That's a spy who turned off a reactor in the first place. Oh shit. Akari's grin vaporized as her jaw dropped and her eyes darted from one Kato shields to another. Oh shit. What? I must be dreaming. Yep, this has got to be a dream. It's not a dream, but the person beside you is the real Kato Shields, Akari. He's the one who just saved the ship, remember? Asuka, I don't know what that imposter's been telling you, but there's no question I'm the real Kato Shields here. Don't worry, you're just confused right now, but you'll be safe soon. No way! Oh, look, other captain, I don't even like you anymore. I think I'll stick with this, just this Kato Shields, thank you very much. Oh, Chigara, you fuck. I mean, it's not her, it's technically being controlled, but even so, you fuck. Anyways, just that Chigara appeared beside the other shields. Oh, great, so there's the reason why, yeah, this is the same shit. Okay, I need to figure out a way to end this. I managed to warn Fontana and restore the power to the ship, meaning incapacitating Chigara is the only thing left. Come to think of it, there's another possibility. In my timeline, when Chigara entered the mine stream, Asuka went berserk and nearly killed her. Given how much I've changed this timeline, it's obvious that Asuka's not going to attack Chigara in a fit of jealousy. But we could still stage a repeat of that incident by having Asuka attack the Liberty. But that's ignoring the fact that Asuka's attempt failed in my timeline. This universe's Quad has been tasked by the prototypes with protecting Chigara, meaning the old Quad will stop Asuka if Chigara's mission is ever threatened. And seeing how we're all standing at gunpoint right now, I don't think I'll be able to do anything to put Quad or the Bianca out of commission. If only the other Quad was here. Getting Asuka to attack the Liberty is too much of a long shot at this rate. I've already altered the timeline too much. This Asuka's not going to be able to repeat history. We need to escape the ship and rethink our approach from this point on. We can't assume that things will proceed the same way as in the past. Shields whispered to Asuka. Oh boy, this is new. We're going to make a run for it. We need to escape the ship on the Blackjack. Think you can do that for me? Alright, Captain, leave it to me. But despite the escape, it was not going to be easy. Not with a row of rifles trained on shields. Today, I'm finally going to become the hero. Oh. Hiya! Asuka's eyes glowed bright blue as she awakened. The bull rushed toward the Marines, throwing them off guard. Oh shit! Oh god, the Marines took their rifles off shields and aimed at Asuka. He took the moment to draw his pistol and unloaded his clip on the Marine shield. Shins. Oh, okay. Running with superhuman speed, Asuka slid into the nearest Marine's leg with her foot knocking him to the ground. She rolled out of the way just as shock rounds scattered against the floor where she was sitting just a second ago. Marines trained their rifles on her and moose shock rounds, but Asuka dodged them with ease, her supercharged brain processing information 10 times quicker than usual. To her burning blue eyes, all the Marines' movements appear sluggish and shook rounds. And the shock rounds swarmed toward her in slow motion. Hiya! Asuka clashed into the Marines, knocking him down. Superpower notwithstanding. She was still an untrained girl. CQC was not her strong suit. Shit, Captain, this way! Ava grabbed hold of the other Kato shield before he could protest and shoved him out of oh god, hiccups, engineering. Overhead, the Glaxon rain. Oh boy. Shields died behind the console as shock rounds pounded his position. He peered over the console and saw a horde of Marines in the hallway outside of engineering coming to reinforce the intertwine. Way too many of them to handle. Ah shit, this is nuts! Akari pounded the console, fire retardant sprays activated throughout the room, and the engineering gate sealed shut, locking reinforcements out. Akari, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I just saw you save the ship.
And from what I just saw of the logic bomb that shut down the reactor, I'm thinking what you're saying about the Chief's actually right. So, looks like you can count me in on this. Oh, hell yeah! 2 allies! Hell yeah! Let's fucking go! Alright, help us escape the ship. Copy. The trio entered the thick cloud of fire retardant now spreading through the floor of engineering. The nearest maintenance tunnel leading to the hangars on the 2nd floor. Come on, we gotta get up to the catwalk. Their luck ran out when stun rounds whizzed past them and ricocheting off the walls. Shields grimaced as round grazed his face, burning a gash across his cheek. The stun rounds were the security team's primary non-lethal weapons with a maximum range of 40 meters. The rounds could be fired from a standard issue rifle at low velocities to embed itself in the target's tissue and deliver an incapacitating electric shock, while still not usually penetrating internal organs. Keyword, usually. Shields saw 2 Marines clad in full-body armor approaching their position, their rifles firing. Suddenly, Akari emerged from the cloud behind them and delivered a flying kick to the right Marine tunnel. The other Marine spun around to face her and pump her full of stun rounds, but in a single, well-practiced maneuver, Akari blocked the first Marine vest and held him up in front of her. The unfortunate Marine gasped as he was pelted by stun rounds and crumpled to the ground, twitching as 10,000 volts of electricity coursed through his body. Damn. Akari performed a forward flip, kicking the other Marine's rifle to the floor while he was still recoiling from shooting his compatriot. She then dropped to the ground and blew his shins out using the fallen Marine's rifle. He howled and fell to his knees. He was swiftly knocked out when Akari pounded the back of his head with the butt of a new rifle. Holy... Akari wasn't kidding about being a contract assassin. Captain, catch! Akari tossed the second rifle to Shields. He grabbed it and checked its ammo. 20 stun rounds and 3 bullets. Be careful. The stun rounds won't penetrate their armor. Despite that, he only loaded the stun rounds. He was still the captain of the ship. He wasn't about to start gunning down his own security team. I'll cover you while you climb the ladder. Don't worry about me. They're coming in to capture us, not to kill. Alright, good luck, Akari. No prob. I'll see you later. With that, Shields and Asuka left Akari on the floor of engineering and clambered up the ladder. They ran across the catwalk as stun rounds pelted their position, bouncing off the walls and the railings. Damn it! Shields shot shock rounds back as he ran, at least trying to force the Marines back to cover. Just then, the entire ship lurched as a massive explosion reverberated throughout the hull, sending Shields and Asuka tumbling to their faces. Shit, that could only mean the Nightmare sends back for another round. But maybe I could use this chance as an opening. Shields picked himself and Asuka back up and sprinted across the catwalk. The sudden explosion proved an unexpected blessing as the shock rounds momentarily ceased. Below him, Shields heard a firing. Oh yeah! Yeah, beyond. Oh god, I gotta stretch. Shields heard the firing of a rifle and groans as Akari dispatched more Marines under the cover of the fire retardant. Come on, Asuka. Here's our chance. The 2 of them reached the maintenance tunnel and leaped through the gates. They scrambled down to the hangar as the entire ship rumbled and rattled. Shields and Asuka emerged from the maintenance tunnel on one deck below. They scrambled to the hangar as fast as their feet could carry them. They arrived at the Sunrider's enormous hangar.
Ah, the blackjack's too far away. Come on, let's grab that.
Asuka pointed at a small row of buggies near the entrance. The entire floor of the hangar was approximately 200 meters across, necessitating the use of the motor vehicles to quickly traverse the distance. Just then, a horde of Marines appeared running down the hallway. They trained their rifles and sent shock rounds ricocheting past Shields. Go, 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 go! The 2 of them scrambled to the buggy. Oh boy.
High drive, you shoot!
Asuka put the pedal to the metal as Shields wrapped his arms around Asuka's chest while holding his rifle in the other. Behind them, half a dozen Marines managed to commandeer buggies of their own and took off after them. Oh, Jesus. Once the buggy finished accelerating, Shields spun around and trained his rifle on the nearest Marine, burning rubber behind them. He unloaded shock rounds at him to no... Yeah. He unloaded shock rounds at him. What? To no effect. Oh, the Marine, I guess. I'm about to say, wait, what? Shit! He gritted his teeth and loaded the bullets into the rifle. As long as he aimed for their buggies, the Marines would probably survive. Probably. He took aim and shot the buggy's tire out. It went into a screeching spin, throwing the Marine off and sending him spinning across the hangar. One down. Suddenly, a forklift carrying a crate of rider munition pulled out in front of him.
Oh, hang on!
Shields wrapped his arms around Asuka and hung on for dear life as Asuka swerved around the forklift. They passed the steel frame of the forklift no further than a few centimeters from their face.
Jeez! Captain?
Shields realized his hands were clenched on Asuka's boobs. He immediately let go and spun around.
Helping a feel in a moment like this, you perv. It was just...
He was cut off when shock rounds flew by close enough to graze his hair. Ah! He raised his rifle, just 2 bullets left. He opened fire. Sparks flew from the gate of the nearest enemy buggy, but otherwise had no effect. Damn!
How about this?
Asuka awakened once more and directed their buggy into the steel latticework, the Paladin's maintenance bay.
Oh yeah! Are you crazy?
Steel frames flew past Shields as Asuka weaved the buggy through the maintenance bay, narrowly avoiding colliding into the hangar's crew and cargo crates. None of the Marines dared follow them into the maintenance bays and opened fire behind them, the shock rounds bouncing harmlessly off the steel jungle. Shields put his head down as their buggy roared through the Phoenix's maintenance bay and arrived beside Blackjack.
That was insane.
Oh, that was me. That was insane. Jesus Christ. The 2 of them jumped off the buggy and sprinted up the Blackjack's loading platform while shock rounds pelted their position. I sure hope this thing can accommodate 2. Get us out of here, Asuka. Asuka shut the cockpit and activated the Blackjack. Kari's voice came through the launch tower. I managed to clear out the control crew manning this place. Blackjack, you're cleared for launch. Okay. We owe you one, Akari. Seriously. Once this is all over, I think you're gonna owe me some drinks, as well as a damn good explanation. Until then, I'll be waiting. Godspeed. The hangar alarm rang and the crew scrambled out of the main airlock. As the main airlock opened, the Blackjack locked onto the linear rail.
Oh, I forgot to put on my plug suit. Hang on. The G's are gonna be crazy.
Oh, great. Oh boy. Shields braced himself against the cockpit's spherical wall as the linear rail flung the Blackjack out of the hangar. Everything became a blur as all the blood in his body flew to the back of his body. Oh god. Blackjack emerged out of the front of the ship into a field of fire. Flak rounds exploded all around them, while lasers beams split the black void of space like thunder. Alliance and Pact were tangled at dagger range, pointing each other with kinetic rounds. Ships exploded around them as swarms of riders spiraled around, bombs trying to take down larger ships with missiles, while interceptors cut down the bombers with assault rounds. Alliance and Pact ships wait, no, it didn't continue. I was about to say,
let's get out of here while everyone's too busy trying to kill each other. You might want to hang on.
Asuka spun the Blackjack around sharply, sending Shields tumbling to the opposite end of the cockpit. Ah! A beam of lasers cut through where the Blackjack was located a split second before. Alarms blurred through the cockpit as 7 prototype riders approached the Blackjack in a flying V.
Ah, looks like your ex-friends are hot on our trail. Your ex's friends, okay. They're not my ex's friends! Going out with the most popular guy in the galaxy sure is a pain.
Asuka jammed their joystick forward and set the Blackjack on a drive as laser beams surrounded the cockpit. Shields flew to the roof, then did some somersaults around the circumference of the cockpit sphere, where Asuka spun the Blackjack into a barrel roll. Spears of light flew between the Blackjack's legs, tail, and arms, but somehow never once struck on the rider. Suddenly, all the lights in the cockpit turned red, and a shrill alarm blared.
Missile lock! Shit!
Shields rolled to the floor and felt his face get pancaked downwards as Asuka pulled into high G loop and spun the blackjack around. A swarm of over 50 angry missiles streamed toward them. Oh, Jesus! Oh, yeah! Asuka's eyes once again ignited blue as she flew the blackjack in reverse between two opposing battleships exchanged kinetic rounds at dagger range. She sprayed assault rounds at the missiles, lighting the skies with explosions, as all the while weaving her rider backwards through the battleship's flak nets. The rest of the missiles blew as they hit the battleship's flak wall. A pair of ambitious prototype units gave chase, while the other 5 split into 2 groups and circled around the outside of the battleship's flak radius. Yeah, this is gonna take 2 episodes because I didn't expect all this to be different. Holy shit. We're gonna shake these gals. Come on, baby, dance! She kicked her foot pedal upwards, hitting the reverse boosters. The prototype rider came flying toward the blackjack as it rapidly decelerated. At the last moment, Asuka flipped the joystick and activated her beam saber, turning the blackjack into a whirlwind of blades as... I don't care who's playing what. Anyways, turning the, fucking blackjack into a whirlwind of blades as the prototype unit sailed past. Can I actually turn off Steam Friends? Get the fuck out of here. I am recording. Fucks. What is this? This isn't what I wanted. I just want to get this shit out of my face. There we go. There we go. Okay, so now back to the reading. Like a buzzsaw, the blackjack beam saber sliced the prototype unit into 3 sections. Asuka punched the boosters as the remains of the enemy exploded into a fireball behind them. Blood dripped down her nose. Running out of juice, been awakening too much. Explosions rattled the cockpit as the second prototype unit sprayed them with pulse rounds. Asuka pulled backwards, sending the prototype unit chasing after her. Look behind you! Completely focused the blackjack on the blackjack. The second unit never realized that Asuka had lured it directly in front of the Alliance battleship kinetic turn. Not even a shred of the prototype unit survived when the Alliance battleship blew its load at point-blank range, completely vaporizing the rider. The remaining 5 riders converged and rushed for the blackjack at the same time, attempting to overwhelm their adversary with sheer numbers. They unleashed pulse rounds, scraping points off the blackjack, paint off the blackjack's armor. Ah! Oh god, her light's dying. The light in Asuka's eyes flickered on and off as she began to reach her limit. Captain, I'ma need your help! She rolled the blackjack, sending shields tumbling across the cockpit, then pulled into a drive, tossing him onto her lap. Need more juice! Oh, how? Wait, what am I supposed to do? Shield spun his head from being tossed into the cockpit. Before he knew what was happening, Asuka picked his face off her lap and pressed their lips together. Oh. Their tongues crossed each other. Asuka's taste filled Shield's mouth. Asuka gasped as they separated. Energy restored! Ah! God, that wasn't a oh yeah, but that was a scream. That's good enough, right? Jesus Christ, why do I keep getting messages? Please, fuck off. Oh boy. Fuck off! There we go. The flame in her eye burst into a fireball. The blackjack rapidly accelerated. Shields wrapped his body around Asuka and hung on for dear life. The 5 prototype units shot toward them in a ring formation, spewing pulse rounds. He clenched every muscle in his body as the blackjack accelerated, pointed exactly at the center of the ring of hostiles. At the very last moment, Asuka pulled into a barrel roll and shot the blackjack's shoulder mounted particle guns. Shield's jaw dropped when the 4 laser beams emerged from the spinning blackjack, slicing all 5 prototype riders apart simultaneously as the blackjack barrel rolled through their ring formation. The light lit the rear of the cockpit as they exploded in a massive ring of fire. Pentakill! That was insane! How come you never do shit like this when I'm commanding you? Well, that was, make-out bonus. Asuka smiled coyly.
You won't believe what a head job will get you. Oh. Idiot! Get us out of here before more of them show up!
Yep, there is the fucking nightmare stuff. That big bitch. His heart sank when a new massive rider appeared before them, one which struck terror into Shield's heart. Shit!
So this is where you were hiding, but this is where your mission ends.
The nightmare ascended and raised its particle gun and took aim, but before it could fire, it was enveloped in explosions.
Phoenix and Paladin coming in to assist! Hiya! I'm your new enemy prototype!
The Phoenix raced ahead and came at the Nightmare Ascendant, katana drawn. The Nightmare Ascendant met the Phoenix's blade with its own in a grand display of its overwhelming strength, and the Ascendant shoved the Phoenix away like a titan, pushing back the valiant hero who had dared stand against it.
Tch, we'll distract it. Asuka, you know what you have to do. Tch.
Shield's heart pounded as the blackjack hit its thrusters, leaving the Nightmare Ascendant to Akari and Kriska.
You guys better whack that thing good for me.
Don't die. Shields balled his hand into fists. He desired with all his heart to remain with the others for the battle, but his own mission was too great to abandon. I can only trust in the other girls. Come on, my other self. You had better pull through. With that, the blackjack left the battle behind and vanished into the abyss of space. Oh boy, now what? 3 hours before Liberation Day Massacre. Okay, but what happens? What happened? Oh, Shields waited with Asuka in the upper balcony of the award hall. They had waited in this position for the better part of the past 20 hours. Shields had the advantage of knowing where the celebration party was going to be held in advance, thanks to his dramatic escape from the Sunrider's security at the celebration. So we just gonna assassinate Chigara? Is that what's happening right now? Are we gonna fucking assassinate her? Shields had the advantage of knowing where the celebration party was going to be held in advance, thanks to his dramatic escape from the Sunrider. Security at the celebration would certainly be on lookout for him, but they would never expect that he had already arrived at the site hours before when the battle, much less the party location, was even decided. News of the liberation of Sarah had finally hit the holonet. After a night of desperate fighting, the battle had finally turned when Chigara devised a method to interfere with the prototype's brainwaves by entering their mind stream. This allowed Venazar Fontana to regain control of his ships and launch a devastating pincer attack on the remaining Loyalist Pact forces. When the prototype leader fell on the Nightmare Ascendant, all remaining Pact vessels surrendered unconditionally. Venazar Fontana, newly instated leader of Pact, shortly thereafter announced his intent to sign peace treaty with the Solar Alliance, wherein Pact relinquished all military control over the Neutral Rim. A victory celebration wherein Chigara would be awarded with the Feridolin Cross was announced as well. Basically, nothing's changed from the past. Everything we did up to this point was meaningless. But now's the time we can make everything right. The time's finally come. Shields looked down onto the stage of the balcony, a perfect sniper's perch. He was approximately 150 meters from where Chigara would stand at the stage to accept him. We're gonna snipe Chigara! Holy shit! Are we gonna fucking snipe her? Oh god! When they drop him! And then drop a pair of hunter drones into the hall. Too far for shock rounds, but more close enough to snipe her dead. Oh, damn! This is getting real! Oh, shit! Shields closed his eyes. Oh, damn! Fucking hell. So apparently here is where we would get the normal end and the alternate end according to the guide, because we could either A, not pull the trigger, which is the normal end, or we can pull the trigger, which is the alternate end. That's gonna be interesting to see. So let's fucking see what happens. Shields closed his eyes. This is the only option he had left. It is. This is all we got. Everything else had failed. Chigara, His heart pounded, sweat matted his uniform. This would be where he would kill his former lover, the former lover of his life. Asuka wrapped her arms around him.
We're finally here. Oi, Captain. We're here to kill Chigara, aren't we? It's the only way we can stop her now.
Shield swallowed. I'll be the one to do it. This is my mission. It's the reason why I was sent here. I'm going to be the only one to bear this burden. It is mine to carry. Doing his best to force a smile on his face, Shields put his hand on top of Asuka's head and patted her soft hair. You just stand guard. Make sure our position isn't detected. So, what's gonna happen if I don't? Because the normal end is apparently not shooting, so what the fuck's gonna happen?
Alright.
The two of them once again sat down and waited.
Oh boy. This is gonna be a problem. Oh god! I'm gonna fucking snipe Chigara! Holy shit, man! Finally, the moment came. This seems like it would have been like the craziest end. Like, holy crap! I mean, I'm not gonna snipe her for the normal end, but for the alternate end, I'm gonna have to fucking snipe her. Holy shit! Oh god! Finally, the moment came. The award hall was filled with guests. Shields grabbed the rifle and looked down through his scope. Sure enough, he could see himself and Chigara sitting in the front table. Chigara stood and walked toward the stage. This is it! Sweat dripped down his nose despite the air-conditioned hall. He could hear his temples pounding, his blood coursed through his head. If his heart pounded any louder, he feared he would go deaf. He trained his crosshairs between... Holy shit, this is so real! Holy fuck, man! All you would have to do is pull the trigger. Oh, that's fucking gruesome! Just imagine everyone watching her on stage and her fucking brains get splattered! Holy shit, man! Like, this is with the knowledge that Chigara is an innocent girl and that she's not gonna turn and massacre everyone. I know this is to save the day, but just imagine going with that thought and you're this Kato in this universe and you see your lover's brains fucking explode. I would be fucking in a coma from traumatization. Holy shit! Anyways, all you would have to do is pull the trigger, then none of the nightmares of the past would happen. The Admiral would not be shot before his very eyes. The Alliance officers would not be gunned down. The Alliance would not attempt to unleash the Tactical Paradox Corps upon his home world. The galaxy would not be thrust into a massive war to the bitter end. His ship would not be lost in a final suicide attack. He would instead return home at the end of a hard-fought war. He would finally return to that mountain and bury his sister, bury her so deep that her ghost would no longer haunt him in his nightmares. Memories flash by in his head. Like, honestly, like, even him, even for this case, so it has to be hard as fuck. He had loved her. He would have dropped everything else in his life to open her bakery. He had promised her that he would burn every galaxy if it meant protecting her. Yet he found himself here, breaching that very promise. Holy shit. His eyes began to water. Like, this is some hard shit. Like, even though it happened, like, Chigara was the love interest, this man was deeply in love with her, and now he's gotta be the one to fucking put her down. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh my god. He came here with the intent of saving everyone, but now he has to kill her regardless. Oh, fucking hell. He had imagined they would get married, that they would have children, that the scars of the past would heal as he lived out the remainder of his life with her in peacetime. Her voice echoed through his head. It was the only voice which soothed his agony. Every time he heard Moray's voice accusing him of abandoning her, Chigara would tell him that he had done his very best, that his sister did not resent him for abandoning her to her fate. She would call him a hero. And yet, that hero had his fingers upon the very trigger which would end her life. No, it was all a lie. Tears streamed down his cheeks. Jesus Christ, she said all those things just to control me. In the end, she was nothing but a prototype. She betrayed me. Betrayed everyone.
Jesus Christ, mate. Sorry about that, guys. Anyways, yet his heart twisted so he could no longer breathe. He had to end this now, or else he would choke up his regret and drop dead.
Ooh. Fucking hell, mate. This is the hardest option in this damn game. Holy crap. This is hard for me, even though I know I'm going for all the ends. It's still hard for me to make this decision. Jesus Christ, when you look at it all from Kaitsu's point of view, this is very fucking difficult. Let's get that normal end, guys. No, Chigara!
Shield's eyes clenched shut. He could not do this. He could not take Chigara's life no matter what may happen to the galaxy. Voices echoed in his head.
You have me now, Captain. You have your ship, your crew. We're your family. You never cried when your sister died. It's alright, Captain. Your secret will be safe with me. I know I'll never be able to replace everything you lost. But I'll always be here for you.
Sorry, I just feel something in my chest. Chigara. She may have been a spy, but in the end, she loved me just the same. It was the prototype who caused the massacre, not her. Chigara was just an unwitting pawn, so we're just gonna let everybody die? I mean, I know, but at the same time, I cannot kill an innocent, even if that decision will indirectly lead to the death of billions. For that is a moral imperative no captain ought to cross. He put the rifle down and stood. The past is the past. And I'm not going to commit murder to change what happened. I mean, yes, but she's going to die anyway. I don't know unless you shoot Fontana before he shoots her. I mean, that's an option, man. I'm not going to commit murder to change what happened. I mean, you can kill Fontana, then she won't die. That is an option. It's our experiences which define us. If a man gained the power to rewrite his past, then he would cease to become human. And I am still human. No matter how great the tragedies of the past, I will have to live with them, so that I may work for a better tomorrow. Shields made his decision. Come on, Asuka, we're leaving. We only have seconds until the massacre begins.
But...
We're through here. Asuka knew from the tone of Shields' voice that he would accept no argument against his decision. She bit her tongue.
If you're sure about this, then I guess I can go along with it, but...
The future is not for us to change. We would never be heroes if we murdered Chigara today. Asuka reluctantly smiled. Alright. He smiled and took her hand. This isn't the end. I'm counting on you to rescue me again.
Huh?
You know when the time comes. You'll know when the time comes, okay. The two of them opened the door of the hall and stepped out into a blinding white void. Everything faded to nothingness as the universe resolved Shield's time translocation and returned him to its own timeline. Oh, damn. Well, this is the end. Shields woke up, his memories in a blur. He took us in his surroundings and realized he was in an escape pod with Lynn. He remembered this place. This was after he had somehow escaped going down with the ship when he set it on a collision course with the Marchville Actual. Shields blinked in confusion. He could have sworn this had happened before. His overwhelming sense of deja vu was interrupted when the escape pod alarm went off. He pulled himself to the pod's control and saw an enormous pack fleet approaching his position. I can't remember how I got here, but all this feels familiar. Words echoed in his head. I'm counting on you to rescue me again. Huh? We'll know when the time comes. The pod's comm cracked to life.
This is the Blackjack! Black. Is there... Channel...
Shields pounded the transmission button. This is the same stuff.
This is Captain Keijo Shields. Is that you, Asuka? Captain! I knew it! I knew you were still alive!
I'm about to receive a real red welcoming party here. Can you get me out of here?
Aye, Captain. Just, hang on to something tight.
The cabin thunked as the Blackjack shot a magnetic tow cable to the pod while performing a close flyby.
Hitting afterburners! Let's outrun these guys before they can get shots off at us.
So now what? The escape pod gate hissed open as it docked at a small cargo runner. Shields emerged.
Captain!
Yeah, is this the end, or is like what was happening here?
He ran out of the escape pod and embraced Asuka. Somehow he felt as if
He longed for this moment. Unexpected tears began to run down his eyes. Asuka, I thought I'd never see you again.
What are you talking about, Captain? Of course I come back to rescue you. Somehow I knew you were alive. I knew you couldn't have died on the Sunrider. I'll keep protecting you, Captain. I won't ever let you go again.
Or ever let you go. My bad. I felt that was needed. Yeah, I know. Somewhere deep in his subconscious, he felt as if he had held on to Asuka before. His arms were wrapped around her so tightly that they nearly melded together, and then they had kissed. It was a moment of happiness. Despite everything, I'm glad I still ended up here with you. No matter the scars we carry, we can't keep regretting the past. Because humans do not carry redo buttons, and we are better off for it. All we can do is march forward for a brighter future. Asuka, thank you for always having my back. Tears rolled down Asuka's cheeks.
Yeah.
With that, all but one memory of Shield's little trip through time completely vanished from his mind. All but the sweet taste of Asuka's kiss. Normal end, still together. Oh.
So in the end, you decided to keep the past exactly the same? After all the work— where did you go? Like, you just left. Like, after all the work poor old Claude went through to send you back in time? You're really hopeless, Captain. To see a better outcome, find a way to prevent Alice from consuming control of Chigara during the kidnapping attempt. That way, the ship won't lose power. Now get to it. You have a future to change and a god to entertain. God damn it, Claude.
Oh, God. Yeah, so time to go put a bullet between Chigara's eyes. My God. Fucking pull it, man. Ah, Chigara! Shields peeled his eyes open and summoned all the strength in his body, or else he knew he would back out the last moment. He clenched everything he had within him to his fingers and pulled the trigger. Oh, my God! Fucking hold me! Oh God, fucking damn it!
The single sharpened crack rifle echoed through the hole. Chigara took the bullet directly to the head. Oh my God! Shit, man! Shields kept his eyes open. Oh God! That's fucking sick! Oh my God! I see the end of it. Oh, God. I am thankful they did not add a CG for that. I am thankful, because that would have been hard to see. That would have been hard to look at. That's fucking awful. That's fucking awful. The back of her skull burst open, splattering the floor with her brain and blood. She crumpled to the floor, her face contorting with pain. Finally, her face came to rest upon an expression of relief. Alice had finally died, leaving Chigara with just a split second of knowledge that Alice's final desperation plan to destroy all that they accomplished had failed. The light faded from Chigara's eyes as she relished Alice's defeat. I'm sorry, Chigara! I'm sorry, but that's horrible! With that, the Alliance servicemen burst into the room and evacuated the Alliance dignitaries. Everyone else ran from the room, crouched down and covering their heads, except for the other Shield, who ran to the stage and cradled Chigara's dead body. The massacre was thwarted, the future was saved. Shields crumpled down to the floor sobbing.
he had succeeded. I did it. I changed history. I won. And yet he felt nothing but a black butt and black. He felt nothing but a black void in his heart. Asuka embraced him with all her heart, trying to comfort him in his darkest moment.
You did it, Captain. You saved everyone. We won.
Asuka, he sobbed into her shoulder. I killed her. I killed Chikara. And in the end, she was relieved.
Oh, I can't. Stop it. Stop crying like that. We're supposed to be happy, alright? We won. We won! We won! Why are you crying like that? If you don't stop, then I'll...
I still... Chikara...
She was my friend.
Asuka's face crumpled. She fell to the floor in tears. Shield sobbed in horror at what he had just... I don't fucking blame you! My heart hurts! Like, Jesus Christ! Fucking hell made the world around him faded to white. The time paradox now triggered. This universe ended and a new universe born in its place. A mostly happy universe where the Liberation Massacre did not exist, but also one where Shields never got the scars he received throughout the desperate mission to liberate Sarah. So what happens in this new universe? What the fuck happens? Shield sat on... Oh, we're back in... This is his room. Shield sat on his bed in his apartment. 5 years had passed since he thwarted the Prototype's plan to assassinate Admiral Grey and the Alliance military leaders. In the universe which resulted from his actions, the timeline was as follows. Hitler Shield discovered that the chief engineer was a prototype spy thanks to a misplaced hole left by her accomplice, the ship's doctor. He managed to thwart the mass assassination by sniping her dead during this... I still had the sniper! Jesus Christ! Oh! I couldn't just detain her? Oh! I still had to fucking kill her? Oh, god damn it! He managed to thwart the mass assassination by sniping her dead during the award ceremony, moments before she carried out the attack. While he was briefly detained by Alliance, after he had turned himself in, ensuring investigation, uncovered undeniable evidence of Chikara's plot, completely vindicating Shields. In the end, he ended up being the one to receive the medal. Yet, killing Chikara changed Shields forever. Shortly after the restoration of Sarah's high command, Shields transferred himself to a minor desk job, far away from galactic fame. Instead, he lived out the following years as a reclusive, never once setting out to space again. Every night he struggled through nightmares where he was revisited by the rotting corpse of Chigara and his dead sister. Oh, even more fucking trauma! Every night their ghosts reminded him of a single truth, that he had failed to save them. Eventually he became an insomniac and had to be medicated to be able to function normally. Oh my god, his sole source of comfort was his loving wife Asuka. Yet their relationship was far from easy either. When they first eloped, rumors spread throughout Ruvia Prime that their queen had abandoned her people in pursuit of romance. In the end, she was scandalized and oppressed, forcing her to abdicate the throne. Shortly thereafter, she vanished from public view and settled down with Shields and Sarah. Asuka's once cheerful personality vanished, and she became quiet and distant in adulthood. While Shields fell deeper into depression, Asuka watched over him with nothing but a sad smile. Every night she stroked his head until he finally pretended to be asleep. Seeing Asuka's reputation get torn up because of him only fueled Shields' guilt. This is the worst possible ending! My god! He didn't have motivation to do something drastic as kill himself. Instead, he merely felt an enormous numbness. Jesus Christ, man. Oh, God. Fucking hell, the numbness of no longer having a purpose. For the rest of his life, he would merely wander on, working at his civil servant job, picking up the usual paycheck and growing old with Asuka until they finally disappeared from the face of the planet. Asuka, and future with blood. I don't like that end. I don't like that end at all. Everything about that end was just... Oh, God. Like... That end was too home hitting, like, in a sense, because it's like... To the point where you just have to be medicated to even continue living. It's like... And even Asuka fucking suffered from that. It's like, nobody got a good end here. Like, yeah, the massacre was thwarted, but the rest of, like... Asuka's reputation got ruined. I fell into, like, deep-ass depression. And it's like, he can't even get to the point where he'd kill himself. The fact that that's even on the table is... Fucking hell, mate. Well, looks like you managed to thwart the massacre, but you still mostly screwed up in the end, because Chigara ended up escaping when you kidnapped her. The ship lost all power, and the warning wasn't relayed to Fontana in time. If you hadn't shot Chigara at the very end, things would pretty much have ended exactly the same as the main story. Try again, and this time don't waste time trying to restore the Sunrider's main reactor. Instead, find a way to prevent Alice from assuming control of Chigara during the kidnapping attempt. Then the reactor won't be shut down in the first place. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out, Captain. I mean, I can, but Jesus Christ, mate. I don't like that ending at all. I did not like that. It's an alternative ending, and that was even the worst, and I just don't like that for the sheer fact that it was too real. Like, that ending was too fucking real. The depression from killing his own lover, and the fucking being haunted by her ghost, not even Moray's ghost now, but her ghost as well. Not being able to sleep anymore, it's like... That's just too fucking real. I don't like that ending. Was that Asuka's worst ending? Because she doesn't have a worst ending. I don't know. I guess the alternative endings listed here are the worst ending. Oh no, the Sola has an alternate end and a worst end. Why does Sola have all the bad stuff? Oh god, man. So, Sola's the only one with a worst ending, it looks like from this guide at least. Because there's bad endings, and I mean there's trapped versions with the characters you're route on, so... Social depressurization. Oh god, man. Oh god. Oh Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, Whew. I was gonna do something. Let's get the last bad end for Asuka, I guess. Which is the trap version, I guess. Hey. I just don't know what to say, like... Yeah, I wonder what happened to Asuka. Yeah, this is the same. Yeah, Asuka, and... Well, at least this will be pretty much the same, right? Captain, Asuka leaned against the cell door frame while clutching her gut. Blood oozed from out of the hole-sized head as well, yeah. Asuka! She collapsed into the cell, Shields rushed toward her and caught her into his arms.
You've gotta get out of here. Everything happened exactly the way you said. Jagar entered the mine stream and they killed everyone at the victory ceremony. I tried to stop her, but the hunter drones got to me first.
Shields applied pressure to Asuka's wound. No, Asuka, hold on. I'm going to get you out of here. Suddenly more memories play back in his head. Yep. Not as bad as what I just did. I mean, that's sad, but imagine seeing her fucking brain splatter all over the back of the stage. My God, mate. No, not again. This is exactly like last time. The ship groaned as it took hits.
The other captain's trying to stop the Alliance from nuking Sarah now. I tried to convince him that you were the real Kato Shields, but he wouldn't listen. What a shitty end. You can barely even laugh at it, despite everything we worked for. It had to end like this.
Asuka's breast grew more ragged as she lost more of her strength.
At least, will you kiss the maiden before she...
Asuka's eyes began to lose focus. No! Asuka!
I can barely see you, Winnie.
Shields bent down and locked their lips together.
Thanks. I've wanted that for... Now I guess I can be happy.
Her body stiffened as Asuka's spirit finally left. Asuka! Yeah. Oh boy, Claude. What? No. What did you say? I assume you said the same thing about the whatchamacallit, because it wouldn't have skipped if it was new. But yeah, I've gotten all of Asuka's things now. So now all that's left is Akari, Ava, and I mean, I guess we're like on an hour and 14. We can just do those as well, because I mean they're short endings. So here's this. Do we have to follow the same routine? Yeah. Yeah. So this save crewman, fall back. Wait, do I have the save? Because if so, this will make this a lot easier. I don't. This is it, right? Yeah, I can't get captured after this tape. It's do or die time. I can't afford to be imprisoned here. Looks like I've got to call Ava's bluff. As Shields was being escorted by two armmen, he ducked down and swiped his leg under the escort, knocking him off his feet. In a connected movement, he tore the escort's rifle from his gasp. The escort fell and dug the nozzle had gone into the other escort's helmet like a bayonet. Ava spun around to face Shields as the Royal Marines readied their weapons.
Shit! Non-lethals only! Don't kill!
Shields dived as the floor as he was standing a moment ago was pulverized with shock pellets. Fuck! I gotta get out of here! He spun back to his feet and bolted down the hallway. I gotta find cover! Shields burst into the crowded mess hall to the surprised looks of the crew. Captain? The crewman's eyes widened when Shields leaped over the table, thoroughly scattering his tray of roast beef and mashed potatoes across the table. Just then, a squad of Marines burst in after Shields. Holy! The crewman fell off his bench as the Marines chased Shields, thoroughly smashing the entire table, as previously eating into little plastic fragments. Unbelievable! Shields ducked behind the table as shock pellets bounced all around him, flying through, filling the air with smell of burning wires. Never thought I'd be hunted down by my own damn mess hall! He held a large plastic tray like a shield and made his way toward the hallway opposite where he had entered. I've got to come up with an escape plan. I won't be able to run like this forever. Oh fuck. Just as he reached the opposite eye of the mess hall, a second squad of Marines poured in front of him.
Surrounded. Is this?
Shields couldn't even finish his stop before he was sprayed with shock rounds from every direction. Ah! His body convulsed on the floor as an alternating electric currents coursed through his muscles.
Oh! Hey.
He lost consciousness as the Marines surrounded him. Yeah, none this. Shields came to inside the holding, taking the bridge. The entire ship shook and swayed as if taking kinetic hits from every direction. What happened? The ship already lost most of its power. Another hit shook the floor, nearly throwing Shields off his feet.
Did the battle already begin? No, wait. This is...
Dark, dawned on him, spread a black pool of horror throughout his body. Eva crashed into the brig, clutching her bloody stomach. She dragged herself to his cell and punched the cell's door button. She fell immediately as the door opened into Shields' arms.
Eva! What happened?
He applied pressure to Ava's wound.
I was too late. Chigara is dead, but the massacre still occurred as before. I took a hit from a hunter drone just as after I managed to get Chigara. If I had just been a few seconds quicker. Ava, but I thought you were... I found out that our chief engineer had a backup plan in case our identity was ever discovered. She built a back door into our main reactor so she could shut down the entire ship remotely. I had to stop you from kidnapping Chigara before she disabled the ship. It was the only way. No.
Shields' face lost all pigmentation. Sweat dripped down his neck. Ava had been on his side the whole time. It was actually him who was wandering toward a trap, and Ava was desperately trying to stop his mistake. That is just like before. Last time, I didn't trust Ava when she warned me about Chigara, and now all of this happened because I failed to trust her again. No. Everything is my fault. I betrayed you. Again, and now. Get out of here. You know the other Kato Shields is planning a suicide attack on the marketable Actival. There's nothing more you can do here. No, Shields looked down in defeat. I'm sorry. I should have trusted you. You only realize that now? Oh God, Ava, my girl! Ava coughed up blood as her eyes lost focus. Idiot. Leave me here and save yourself. Her body stiffened as her spirit finally left. Shields howled and bound the floor. Yeah, this is the same. Looks like you messed up. And you worse, even worse than before by getting Ava killed. Also, this one's different. Oh, seriously, you thought you could escape a squad of armed Marines by yourself? Did you forget you're not the only one with superpowers in this story, Captain? Try again, and this time, choose to trust Ava. Oh boy. Is that the only... Because Akari can bust me out, so I don't think that works. So let's see... There's that. Hypnotic version, Trap Sola version, got that. Oh god. Frozen, got that. Explosive... What is this one? That's an Akari one, but... Huh. Well, there is another one we can do. We can do the solo one, which is... well, it's not Sola's, but it says the fastest way to get to it is Sola, so... let's just do this. So what we have to do is that. Just keep the service out. No, he wasn't going to be able to do anything against that drone with just a handgun. Their only option was to fall back. Shields popped open the cover and shot at liquid augusite containers. They erupted in a bright blue mushroom cloud, momentarily distracting the drone. Come on, here's our chance! Shields opened the gate to only receive a fateful black smoke. The fire of the other side of the tunnel had spread further as he anticipated, then they had no choice. Before the drone could resume fire, Shields pushed Claude into the tunnel and climbed up himself. His eyes immediately seared with pain as he covered his face with his hand and crawled on, completely blind. He had no idea where he was headed or whether Claude was still even in front of him. Finally, he reached the gate. His consciousness faded from oxygen deprivation. He barely managed to spin it open. Instead of salvation, he only came face to face with hellfire. He retracted back to the tunnel, but he can only feel his life fading away. He no longer had any idea which direction was forward, backwards, up, or down. All he could see was darkness everywhere. He gasped around him with his free hand for a way out of the tunnel, but felt walls all around him. Suddenly, he heard the cracking of steel. The stress of the fire proving too much for the ship to handle. Piles of steel being buckled overhead, collapsing the tunnel with Shield still inside. He was too weak to even scream when the roof of the tunnel fell down to crush him dead. Yep, there we go, crushed.
Ah, this is what you get for running away into a tunnel you knew would lead straight into fire, Captain. I sure hope you don't become a claustrophobic after reading this. Try again, this time by fighting the drone instead of the auxiliary, fighting drone inside the auxiliary control room.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, I forgot, those bad ends lead me back to the game. Wait, yes. Okay, now we've got some peace. Is that it? There's one more bad end to get, and that's on a Kari's route. I believe it's this one. We steal Claude's holo instead. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna lead into another full story. Because, I mean, it's just a bad end, so I don't think... Close the depressurization.
Hey, I know what that is. It's an off-market holo that's popular in the Denari space.
Yeah, this is the same. Makari put her hand in her sidearm.
So you were a spy all along, too, then?
And then, yeah, this is the same. Ultimately, you're not working for the prototypes right now, then. Doesn't get you, yeah, this is the same. And then we have to go with, we're in this too deep now, so, yeah. So this is the same shit. I'm surprised she still helped me, though. I stole her holo. So, what's gonna happen here? A lot of stuff's happening. Oh, this I cannot show. I can. Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. I got the Claude ending again. I thought that was supposed to be a bad ending.
Oh, yeah, because in that... Oh, yeah, because in that ending, I didn't save the crewman. I didn't do that. That's why. Okay, so then you could have stolen Claude's holo and still got the Claude ending, but... So... would this be it?
Yeah, okay, this is it. Okay, so we have to do the body double, correct? Yeah. Okay. So, because I was like, wait a minute, naked Claude, that should not be happening right now. But no, I forgot that. In that one, you have to do the whatchamacallit. So now we should be on the path to whatever the fuck. The pair run out of the crew quarters, but only came face to face with a squad of Marines. They drew their rifles and held Shields and Makari at gunpoint. Shields squinted as a bright flashlight attached to the Marine's rifle was blinding him. Shit! Ship security finally caught up to us. Shields kept his hands on top of his head as Marine shoved him to his knees. A wall, well-armed troops in full body armor stood in front of him. The human wall parted to let the man through to face Shields. It was, hi, me. This is the same shit, just in a car. Yeah, this is the same shit. You're making a mistake. That girl's not who you think she is. She's being mind-controlled right now. Shields lost his words and another face emerged from the wall of Marines. Hi, Ava. Shields interrogated at gunpoint. How did you shut off the ship's reactor? Is it sabotage? Is sabotage your mission, or you are merely here to spread subterfuge like Lynn? I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with the ship's reactor shutting off. That was Chigara's doing. Or rather, she was body-jacked by the prototype's leader thanks to her being a prototype herself. You've got to detain her right now. She's not the Chigara you know anymore. She's been mind-controlled. You're a prototype, aren't you? Have you guys started Yeah, that's the same. Doesn't look like this is going anywhere. Maybe a little time alone will make you more willing to cooperate. Lock him up. Two Marines grabbed Shields by the shoulders and shoved him into a cell. Shit! The gate shut. A solid layer of reinforced neoglass separated Shields from the outside world, making it impossible to hear anything outside the little fish tank. The other Shields, yeah, this is the same. Kari, now that the ship's security is hunting you down, you can forget about emerging from these maintenance tunnels. I'm going to head to engineering and find a way to restore power. Meanwhile, continue down the tunnel and get to the backup FTL comm to relay the warning to Fontana. Once we've done that, we'll rendezvous in engineering maintenance shaft 5. Alright, sounds like a plan. Good luck. You too. This is the same. Claude, hi, you still help me. That's nice. Now what? The pair continued their slow return to Deck 1. Gradually, the air thickened with oxygen, and the temperature increased the further away they got from the ship's exterminates. Looks like we're almost safe. Next up, we need to get to engineering and find a way to restore power. If we don't get to the ship operational again before the next battle, sending the transmission to Fontana won't even matter because we'll all just fall to the staff. Before ships could finish, the ship shook as a massive explosion bent the hull. Ah, damn! What was that?
Oh, the ship's under attack!
Shit, this didn't happen in my time. This isn't the same? Of course, we altered the course of history by revealing ourselves as the prototype leader before the final battle. Is she now going to use this as an opportunity to kill us here? Come on, to engineering, double time! Suh! They scrambled to engineering as quickly as their knees would take them. This is the same. Crew scrambled as the ship shook, pipes burst throughout the room, spewing clouds of vapor without any power. The ship was both toothless and blind. Shit, I should have seen this coming. Of course a prototype would exploit an opportunity like this to sink a ship. Shield screamed to a crewman. What's the situation? Sir, Crow's Nest... This is the same. Let's see. Sir, Crow's Nest reports that Pack Fleet has advanced to our position. The Combine Fleet is trying to hold Pack back, but they're getting decimated by a new enemy rider, unlike anything we've seen before. New enemy rider. Shit. That can only mean... Shields vividly remembered the terrifying power of the Nightmare Ascendant. Only with the Combine Fleet, Fontana's ships, and the Sunrider at full capacity, acting together, did they manage to take it down in this timeline. But now he had no idea whether Fontana's ships were even operational while his own vessel was completely shut down. In other words, unless he found a way to restore power, they were all going to be dead in moments. Shields ran to the reactor's controls and found Akari furiously pounding away. Yeah, this is the same. Akari, what's the situation? There you are. Did you manage to send the message? Yeah, how are things on this end? I've been trying to hack through the logic bomb Chigara set up for the last few hours. Luckily, I think I found the weakness. Ship shook, took another hit, knocking two of them off their feet. Damn it! Overhead, Shields heard the grunting of steel. Shields looked to the ceiling just in time to see a massive steel beam give out. Akari, look out! Shields tackled Akari to the ground and covered her with his body as a metal plating and rod rained down. Dust filled the air as the two were buried in rubble. Miraculously, they somehow avoided becoming impaled in the hailstorm of rods. Shields stood and shook off the pain and dust. He checked Akari's status. Aside from manner scraped, she appeared fine. Are you alright? Yeah, thanks. Akari, how do we restore power? Inside the reactor, there's an internal control relay. You need to swipe your command ID on it. Like, this is the same, bro. Yeah. I'm gonna skip it because this is the same stuff. Ship, P2, Captain. Oh wait, no, this is new. I think. The ship took another hit, sending shields tumbling to the floor. Suddenly, the floor underneath him began to crack. Oh shit! The ship bent as it took a hit to its frontal underbelly, violently shoving its neck upwards. Shields roll out of the way moments before massive steam split the floor of engineering in half. In horror, he saw a cross-section of the ship below him as the entire room cleaved in two.
Captain! Ikari!
He could barely stand up before the floor simply crumbled away under him. He backed up against the wall and looked for a way around the enormous crevice now running through the engineering. Suddenly, the piping running along the wall burst, spraying him with superheated vapor. Ah! Shields collapsed to the floor in agony, the skin of his arms peeled off by the steam. He saw Ikari running toward him, intending to leap across the chasm to rescue him. No, don't! Ah! Shield's heart plunged in terror as Ikari jumped across the chasm of jagged steel and wiring. If she couldn't make the distance, she would fall 30 meters and be impaled against the nest of broken steel rods. Using all of her effort, she somehow landed on the other side and rolled back to her feet. Ikari ran to her, concerned with Shield's help, the only thing in her eyes.
How bad is it, Captain? You idiot, you shouldn't have come for me!
Shields grimaced as he held his burned arms, now nothing more than a mess of blood and charred muscle. Shit, forget getting the reactor. The only way to treat this is to get you to the sickbay, yeah.
No, we've got to restore power first! I'm not gonna die from a burnt arm, but we are all going to die if there's no power! No, wait!
Before Ikari could finish, she was enveloped in a white flash. Shields looked on helplessly as the wall in front of him vanished in a massive fireball. Behind the wall was nothing but massive black void. Space.
No!
All the air rushed out of engineering in an instant, through the massive hole which the Nightmare Ascendant just blew into the ship. Shields gasped when his mouth involuntarily opened and violently expelled all the air from his lungs. Suddenly, everything was silent. He could no longer even scream as he and Ikari were sucked out of engineering into the vast emptiness of space. Holy shit! Everything spun in a surreal moment. He saw the battle-scarred Sunrider from the outside. She was completely ruined, her proud hull punctured with craters, her frontal section now completely missing, nothing more than a massive twisted black steel. Shield screamed for Ikari, but no words came from his mouth. All the moment Ikari stared at her, eyes wide in terror. A moment later, her flesh bloated like a grotesque corpse. All the dissolved oxygen in her bloodstream reached boiling point and turned to gas. Oh god, her body exploded in a massive... Oh god, her body exploded in a massive spray of frozen blood and guts in front of his face. He couldn't even react as a fraction of a second later, the same thing happened to him. Jesus Christ!
What a gory end you met there. Explosive depressurization sure is a gnarly way to go. If only you'd restored power sooner, then you wouldn't have ended up like this. Next time, avoid getting captured by ship security so you don't waste time locked up in the brig, or find a way to reach the backup comm faster, so she technically just gave you the way to her end. Next time, yeah, I read that, I just didn't continue. Fucking hell. That was nasty. Jesus Christ, mate. So that's all the bad ends from what I can see. So the only things left to get are Ava's normal end, Sola's worst, and alternate and normal end. So we got 4 more endings to get, all of which we'll more than likely do in the next episode. I wasn't expecting it to be that much of a difference. So yeah, these 4 endings are left. We'll go for Ava, then we'll do Sola. Again, the final frontier. Anyways, god damn it. So thank you all for watching. If you like this, thumbs up button, save it to your favorites. Also share with your friends. This has been Conixis. You can follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description below. Thank you all for watching. I love you all, and I'll see you all in the bad. And I'm glad and not glad because Sola is the only one with a worse end, and I'm terrified to see what the fuck that is. But I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye, everyone.
Like